Heather McDonald has got the juiciest scoop. When you're on the road, when you're on the go, Juicy Scoop is the show to know. She talks Hollywood tales, her real life Mr. Segment serial data and serial sister. You'll be addicted and addicted fast to the #1 tabloid real life podcast. Listen in, listen up. Woo woo. Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop.
Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. I have return guest and superior expert on Blake versus Justin Baldoni and so much more. My friend, Zack Peter, host of No Filter with Zack Peter. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me back.
So much to discuss. First of all, let's talk about our favorite reality show that's happening all over the internet. And it's with my very good friend, Spencer Pratt. It's amazing what he's doing. And he has cracked open so much info about where the money went for fire aid, not into the hands of not one victim of Altadena or Palisades.
I love that he's calling out all the celebs. And I just don't understand how there was so much attention on the fires and now how LA is just trying to pretend that they were just trying to brush over it and nothing happened and we're not going to talk about what we're going to do with the land. But I just love how invested Spencer is and he is staying on Gavin Newsom's neck and every update I get of him is so good. And he just doesn't even care. He's going all in.
It's amazing, and in gathering all this information to do his lawsuit, he then had it he's just so knowledgeable of it. And now that it's coming to a place, he was able to just go, all right, I'm going forward with all of this. People are very concerned about his safety because when you are a quote unquote whistleblower, oftentimes you might, they might find out that you killed yourself with 2 different guns.
Yeah.
When you were by yourself.
Yep.
Things like that. So he has done a viral video that says, I'm not suicidal. I love my worldwide, my wife. I'm married to a international pop star.
Yeah.
I have 2 great sons. But he also has private security who is also dating Erica Jane.
The best.
We all love this.
When the photos of them together, I was like, she's getting some good sex.
I asked him about it. And what I love is that when Heidi and Erica Jane were doing that festival
in London. No?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was their security, Heidi and Spencer, and that is where they met.
Yeah.
And so all exciting, but no, I do feel that he is safe because I feel when those unfortunate, weird things happen, it's when somebody thinks that you have damning evidence on them and you haven't revealed it yet.
Yeah.
Sometimes speaking out is the right thing to do. And he's actually in DC today.
Yeah. He just is being a nuisance to them. He's annoying because he won't stop telling them that they're coming after them. And I don't think he has any secret evidence in his back pocket that they don't already know about. That's going to be a real.
Well, I think, just follow it if you're interested. And what I also think is really great is this isn't just about the Palisades and Altadena. This is all of California. And it's not just about all of California. It's about America and how nonprofits work. And it's not necessarily that they're all bad. And it's not necessarily that they've broken any quote unquote laws. But I went to that concert. We spent thousands of dollars for that ticket. They said over and over, this goes directly to the victims. We saw people who stood up there and said how their house was burned down and how their grandmother's house was burned down. And by you guys being here, we're going to get assistance that we can't get from insurance and we can't da-da-da. And to just be that not one person can say, yeah, I got an $8,000 grant that really covered the fact that because I didn't have any or whatever. And then, so follow it. That's all I'm going to say. It is juicy and it's entertaining at the same time because he is entertaining.
He's
gives
great.
You chills though.
I'm hoping that they do end up giving him the reality. Him and Heidi, they're I don't know why they didn't jump on that right away because they were in talks with Hulu to do a Spidey building their life back reality show.
I'm why are there not cameras following him right now?
Yeah,
that's what I want to see is him going there and having people being worried about him, seeing the Shrek, hanging out with his name is Shrek. That's his nickname. This guy, he does not look like
Shrek the
Shrek,
bodyguard.
who's dating, who is like a former military something, who's dating Eric Jane. And so there we go with that. So good luck, and we hope everything gets exposed. And just like that.
Are you sad? I heard that it's over.
Let me tell you something. This is what happened. I went out Thursday night. I came home and I watched it.
Okay.
I watch every episode 2 to 3 times because I usually like either kind of fall asleep or I don't remember. And then it's so bad that I will make my adult straight son watch it with me, which we love ripping on it. But we do miss the days of Che Diaz. We thought that was the more fun times because it was so ridiculous.
I didn't watch much of it, but what I followed of it, I was like, I don't know how I could even watch it. But I guess from when you're in that perspective of like, it's kind of campy and fun and whatever, then I guess at that point.
No, it's a weirder obsession than that
Okay.
for the few people that watched it. And I'm saying it's few. Like my videos about like recapping the show would not get a lot because people are like, I'm sorry, Heather, like I'm entertained by you, but like I'm not watching that. So I wouldn't even put like, and just like that, like on the title, I'd be like, unpopular opinion or something, just like watch this because I spent time doing it. But it was like, as a writer, as someone who loved the show, as like watching it and being like, who didn't realize that this girl's father already died last season and now they're having a full funeral for her father again. And they never explained with this one character that it was a stepfather, that they just didn't bother with it. And so I, again, then do a recap of like, the last episode. I thought there was like something pretty good about it. So I wanted to start out with something positive. I listened to the companion podcast. So I got to hear all the writers and realize where they're coming from, which is just a dorky, geeky place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I felt like I was listening to English teachers. Like I stumbled into the English high school faculty room and they were like caught smoking and they were like thinking they were funny. That's what I felt like I was hearing. Okay. And it was like, like 25, 30 years ago. So that's what I felt. And I was like, what is this? But I never wanted it to stop. I wanted to do predictions of every season and what they should do next. I wanted to cry about it and yell about it with other people. And they said, fuck you, all you haters. We are pulling the rug from underneath you. You don't like it. You don't get it. Like you do with it. I literally felt like it was a mom that had cooked a nice meal and for 20 years, her kids were like, you're a bad cook, Mom. But they'd still eat it.
Yeah.
And she finally was like, no fucking dinner tonight. Fuck you. And I was the kid. I was the kid that now has this gift ripped from my loins. Like I was like, oh my God, this should be a lesson to every person that receives hate. Don't stop doing what you're doing because the haters are in your head.
Yeah.
Because the haters will be sad too.
Yeah.
And I don't even consider myself a hater, but so this is what was said. I mean, I couldn't believe it would have happened. I just done my recap, like a video, and then this happened. So let's kind of analyze it because I'm still a little confused. So Michael Patrick King, who is of course the creator from the book that Candace Bushnell wrote.
Okay.
And just like that, the ongoing storytelling of Sex and the City universe is coming to an end. While I was writing this last episode of And Just Like That, season 3, it became clear to me that this might be a wonderful place to stop. Okay, so now this is where it's confusing. So he decided like a year ago when he was writing it that it was going to end? Or did they decide mid-season because this was getting the most hate and had the worst ratings that they decided to end it? That's where it's iffy. Okay. I don't know. What do you think?
Because it says he was writing the last episode.
I know. So when that means it was decided like 8 months ago at least.
Yeah.
Because they had to write it, they had to film it, they had to edit it, they had to put it out.
I think it's bullshit. They knew that they got pulled, they got canceled, and they are just trying to save face. And I mean, if he's thinking about it when he's writing the last episode of it just like that, I mean, you're a writer. You're thinking of it because you're like, oh, this is probably not going to come back for a 4th season. Like in your head, you're writing it thinking, is this going to be the final season?
Or he's, like you said, he's not being totally truthful.
Yeah.
He's trying to save face.
Yeah.
To say they had a conversation with the network. They're letting him say what they said.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay,
He's a
well,
fired housewife.
instead of having, because then he says this, okay, along with Sarah Jessica Parker, Casey Bloys, and Sarah Aubrey, so those are the other writers, I guess, and EPs, we decided to end the popular season this year with a 2-part finale and extended the original series order from 10 episodes to 12, which then I'm like, okay, so you decided that 8 months ago, but you never told anybody, and they all filmed it, and maybe they didn't know what episode they were on because they were only like doing their parts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Sarah Jessica Parker and I held off announcing this news until now because we didn't want the word final to overshadow the fun of watching the season. It's with great gratitude, which I think that was smart that we didn't know but we thank all the viewers and these characters for so many years. Okay, so here's the thing.
Did they air the finale yet?
Okay, so there's last Thursday would have been episode 10,
Oh,
and there are 2 more.
Got it.
So it didn't feel like a finale. They're letting us know there's 2 more, but then that's it. They're never coming back as these characters, allegedly, which I believe at this point. And so the question is, did Sarah Jessica Parker and Michael Patrick King decide this like really 8 months ago, or when he was actually writing the script? And I think when I listened to the companion podcast, I definitely think they did all those within a few days, or they would do it right after they wrapped the filming of the episode. I don't think they ever like got together, because they never respond to fans. They never talk about fans. So I'm like, this must have been done before. And so the question really is like, did they decide with the rise of TikTok and podcasting and us being so vocal and saying why something is bad or why something doesn't make sense, that they were like, I really can't take it anymore and I really don't care. We're fucking rich.
Yeah.
They don't deserve it. Fuck these people. We're not going to give them any more. Or did HBO go, you're not getting the views, and this is such an extremely expensive show?
Yeah. I think HBO pulled the rug on them. I think they probably saw the writing on the wall, and then they ultimately just, were done. I mean, were you expecting it to? I mean, I was waiting for the show to get canceled like after season 1 because everybody hated it so much.
Well, because it kept going, I just thought maybe they had like some special deal, like where they weren't going to let it go. Or I didn't know that they had poor ratings because you don't really know what ratings are in streaming. So I just figured that even though everyone said they hated it, they weren't watching it, that they were hate watching it, and it was actually having good ratings. But can I tell you how I want it to end?
How do you want it? Well, yeah, how do you want it to end?
This is how
Big is alive.
There's a couple of theories that are floating around.
Okay.
A la like end of Roseanne, the first time she wakes up and it's all a dream. She didn't win the lottery, whatever. The dream thing where she wakes up and they finally throw, Big one more bone so that he can, keep his health insurance. And he goes, "What's up, kid?" or whatever. And it was a dream the last few years. Okay. Something like that.
Okay.
Or she wakes up in 2004, help of AI. And the last 20 years, it's still 2004. And, she's in her apartment and like they do her face. So it looks like she's like, it's, oh my God, I had the craziest dream about our future. Something like that.
Okay.
If it's a dream thing.
Yeah.
If we're not going to do dream ending, which is a very lazy writing, but they were very lazy writers. Yeah. My other thought is she just slept with this guy who's this London writer from London. And he is like, I'm going back to London to finish something. Samantha, who Kim Cattrall, is not part of this.
Right.
And we've had moments where she texts Samantha and Samantha sends her flowers, but they're never talking on the phone. We never see Samantha because Samantha's not a part of it.
Yeah.
So the ending that I think would be the best ending and would make the audience feel like is her friend who's the realtor goes, remember the buyer that wanted your place because now she bought this big house. I have an amazing thing for you. Your old apartment's available. And I have this buyer that wants to pay for the house $1 million more than you paid or whatever. She does that transaction. She has her old apartment back. And she tells the girls, I have my old apartment back. I don't need that big house. Not because I'm not going to be with Aiden, but because I want to like travel and do things. And my first stop is to see the writer in London. So she goes to London and we have like one scene with him, like, all right, darling, I'll see you later. And then she goes, yeah, I'm just going to meet an old friend for lunch. Bloop. Hi, doll. You're going to love this new martini. Does it have tea in it? Oh, I've got the tea. We've got lots of tea to catch up on. See you soon. And we don't see Kim Cattrall, but we see her doing her classic whisking across the street, but instead it's London where she always is looking like a truck is about to hit her.
Yeah.
And then she just goes and smiles and we see like a blonde hair, but it's not Kim. They've hired a double. And that's how it ends. So she's in London. She's going to rekindle her friendship with Kim Cattrall. She might have a new love, but we were settled with this old apartment is waiting for her at home when she goes to New York.
I think you could have saved the show.
I tried so many times. But I also think they're successful, the main people, and they're just like, we don't need we don't need the hate. Yeah. I don't need it. Like,
yeah. I'm sure they were probably even a reason why there was not going to be a fourth season. I think they were over it too. Because nobody liked it.
Yeah, and also she was in a very good series for a few years that was called Divorcing or Divorced.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was basically, she was playing Carrie Bradshaw. If Carrie Bradshaw had gotten married, had a few kids, and then had a divorce.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like the character's gone. I think she is Carrie. Yeah. Carrie is her. No matter who she plays next.
Yeah.
We're not going to miss out on that. We're just going to miss out on it in this world.
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay. And then Kim Cattrall, they said they thought that she did a post of a sunset and she just wrote, it's the end of a very long week. Am I right? Hey, Sex and the City fans, did I make the right decision when I said no, thank you? So she did. Is the wellness world making you feel like you're not doing enough lately? Not drinking enough water, doing the right 3-hour skincare routine, all of it. Well, what you really should be doing is seeing a real doctor, one who can actually help you figure out the right health plan for you. ZocDoc makes that part easy by giving you tons of doctors to choose from and letting you book in seconds directly on their website. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. With ZocDoc, you can book in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, primary care to urgent care, and more. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/juicy to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/juicy, ZocDoc.com/juicy. You know how hard it is just to quiet your mind? You're like, I need to go to sleep. And then you're stressed that you're not sleeping and you're like thinking about what you have to do tomorrow. And did you set the alarm? And well, let me tell you what can help. And that's Boll & Branch sheets can help you truly unwind with a softness so extraordinary your whole body relaxes into sleep. Boll & Branch's signature sheets are made free from toxins with the finest 100% organic cotton. They feel so buttery, soft to the touch. And what I love is they actually get softer with every wash. I absolutely love them. I barely wear a tank top because I love how soft they feel on my body, on my legs, and they keep me cool. And I just wake up and I just cannot wait to get in them every night. Feel the difference an extraordinary night's sleep can make with Boll & Branch. Get 15% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com/juicyscoop. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/juicyscoop to save 15% and unlock free shipping. Exclusions apply. This summer, don't let thinning hair hold you back. With Nutrafol, see visibly less hair shedding and show up where it matters most. Whether you're dancing at a wedding, lounging on the beach, or posing for a quick picture on the night out with friends, you want your hair to look great. And Nutrafol can do that for you. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. Anything truly worthwhile takes time and effort. And with Nutrafol, see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair and less shedding in just 3 to 6 months. Adding Nutrafol to your daily routine is simple. Purchase online, no prescription required, automated deliveries and free shipping keep you on track. Plus, with Nutrafol subscription, you can save up to 20%. You'll have access to a free one-on-one naturopathic doctor consults to support you and your hair growth journey, and a Headspace meditation membership is included. This summer, stop worrying about your hair and start making memories. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our Juicy Scoop listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code Juicy Scoop. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code Juicy Scoop. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code Juicy Scoop. Okay, now.
Yes.
You have exploded as the world-renowned expert on the case that has rocked us since Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. What is the latest with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni?
We're still in discovery because she keeps extending it. And I think now it's extended through the end of September
And explain
30th.
what that means.
So discovery is the evidence gathering phase in a lawsuit. So we have until March of next year before we get to this actual trial. And so right now there's the discovery phase, which is where the depositions happen. So that's where, Blake and Justin and all the parties will have to sit down and under oath be questioned. And all of those interviews can be used against them at trial. Right now it's all the evidence gathering period. So now they're trying to get Taylor Swift's text messages and they're having to exchange all of that. And it keeps getting delayed because
and Taylor has not turned over her iPhone.
Taylor has not, but Justin did get the judge to award the text messages to be entered, but they're going to have to be entered via Blake. I don't think they're getting them from Taylor. I think Blake has to turn those text messages over.
That is crazy.
So the Taylor
that is
text
so crazy because now here's the thing. If I'm Taylor and I had a very close relationship with Blake and all the little funny things that what if they're the kind of girls that have like a mutual frenemy where they screen grab that mutual frenemy's obnoxious, overly filtered photo and send it to each other and goes, "Oh, this is natural. Yeah, bitch. Oh my God. Why? Why does she want the world to think that she is actually doing a charitable thing? I got you, girl." Like, what if now that stuff will never be shared with us, but the judge would see it? Like, who's going to see the stuff that's not necessarily relevant to the Blake who wrote the script and what her intentions were?
Well, here's the thing. And so Brian Friedman, who's Baldoni's attorney, he said that Blake tried to extort Taylor into supporting her publicly and explaining why she wasn't with her at the Super Bowl. And part of the threat was, well, we have all your text messages and we can't promise that they're not going to get leaked. Like, we can protect your text messages if you protect us, but if you don't, then like your text messages may get out and we can't protect it. Like they try to play that card and obviously it backfired on them. But so I'm actually faithful that we will see some incriminating Taylor text messages, like especially now that Taylor's completely distanced herself from Blake. Blake's going to be like, fuck you. Now I am going to really release your text messages. Like I can see something getting out.
Like, what if there's a text message from Taylor to Blake and Blake is like, "I'm dying over you and the football player. Like, what the fuck is happening?" And she's like, "Girl, okay, we got together." And then Blake is like, "Did you guys have sex?" And she's like, "We did. And ... we've got some things to work on." Like, what if it's like literally like, or it's like an emoji, or it's like a tiny pinky finger, or like, what if it's something like that?
Yeah.
That's so scary.
Listen, Blake's team can leak it and then be like, it must have been Baldoni's team. Like, we're not going to put that. Like I would not put it past them. With all the tricks that we've seen them play in court so far, I'm faithful that we will get some Taylor Swift text messages. And then Blake just had her deposition this week. I'm pretty sure we'll get some of that'll leak at some point.
So she had to go to the law firm, sit down. Did we see her going or anything? We see her outfits?
No, we didn't get any. We know that she wore.
She wasn't wearing
jeans.
Double jeans.
Yeah,
no.
She wore black jeans.
Just one single pair.
With the black vest and then a powder blue jacket.
Okay.
So no florals. Ryan was there. Justin was there. So Blake and
So
Justin
they're all
were
like at a long table where she's at the end and they're filming her, and like Justin's here and Ryan's there and the attorneys.
Well, Ryan wasn't allowed in the room.
Okay.
But it was her 8 attorneys that came with her.
Okay.
All 8 of them. And then Baldoni's legal team, Baldoni and his partner, Jamie Heath, were present for the deposition. And people were like mad. They're like, I can't believe Justin sat in on the deposition. But I'm like, he's the main defendant. Of course he's going to be at the deposition with his legal team.
How would you want? Yeah, you wouldn't want. You've been through hell and back. You don't want to miss out on any
and
moment.
also, like, if you're like, I'm sure he wants her to be like, look me in the eye when you're telling them that I did this to you. Like,
that I sexually harassed you. And
yeah.
you know, the one thing that people will go, that was weird or whatever, is this when the story, and we still don't know if she just told the story and it got relayed or if there was actually witness to it, is that he came to the set and said she had recently lost her dad. And allegedly Justin said to Blake, I had a dream about your father. And people are like, isn't that creepy? Isn't that weird? I'm like, you know, it's not something that I think someone thought through.
Yeah.
But I do think people say stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I do think he probably had a dream about him because they were probably talking. And if you study like how dreams work, either you're a real avid dreamer that dreams like a movie, like is me, which is me. And when I wake up and I have like a dream, I'm like, okay, why did I dream such a weird thing? Oh my God, I saw that one weird article at 2 p.m. and it like stuck in the back of my head. And then I was like in this thing. So I'm like, I have been that person that's like, I had a weird dream.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to hear someone else's dreams. That's for one thing.
Yeah. But I also feel like their relationship, like it seemed like there were moments where they were very friendly and casual. He's in her apartment. She's inviting him to fly home on her private jet with her. They're in the editing room together. Apparently she was taking photos of him holding her baby in her New York apartment. So there were times when they were very close that I'm pretty sure like maybe they had conversations about her dad and maybe he did have a dream. And then he was just like, oh my God, craziest thing. I had a dream and you were there and your dad was there.
Somehow it was comforting or connecting in a positive way.
Yeah.
I think, you know, when a friendship or romantic relationship or business partnership ends not well, even though you had a lot of wonderful memories, you can sit back and analyze every not perfect thing. Or like, you know what I did think it was weird? In 1995, we were at a yogurt shop and you know what I mean? Like, because it's over with.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think that you can do that.
Yeah.
And now let's just say, because you've analyzed this a lot, what do you think happened? The turning point of the show, they're filming the movie. She has rewritten this scene with Ryan and allegedly Taylor about, I thought you were a finance bro and all that stuff on the roof. 2, I don't want him on the red carpet. 2, I feel like a smear campaign's coming against me. 2, the lawsuit stuff. What was the trajectory in your mind in a nutshell? Do you think was the motivation of what happened on both sides?
I think they got close and I think she maybe developed feelings for him. And I think Ryan Reynolds found out because there is a period where Ryan Reynolds wasn't really involved with the movie at the start. And then suddenly he's on set and then is doing all the marketing for the film and his company's being contracted and Taylor's walking into meetings. Like, I think Blake has a tendency of taking over the sets when she's on them. Because if you hear the stories of her on Gossip Girl, like none of her co-stars like her.
She's
none
even
of them
said
talk
it
to her.
in a panel interview.
Yeah. That she likes authorship of, you know, the projects that she does. And she doesn't tell them that ahead of time. She kind of like just pretends to be the meek actress. And then suddenly she kind of like pulls the rug from underneath them. Those are her words. And, you know, then takes over the project because she has to have authorship over it. And so I think there was a little bit of that. I think she was kind of demanding. I do think that she did develop feelings for him. And when he didn't reciprocate that, I think that's when she kind of got bothered. And then I think Ryan maybe saw their text messages and he's like, what the fuck is this? And she's just like, it's not me, it's him. He's into me. Like, he's always flirted with me. He wants to look at me when I'm breastfeeding. Because if you look at her text messages to him in the first chunk of production, she's like, do you want me to act out the scene for you? I'm a ball buster, but never with teeth. I have a fun and flirty banter, and it's so fun when the guy can throw it back at me. And like, these are inappropriate text messages to be sharing with a married man when you have a husband yourself. That I'm like, okay, she clearly felt comfortable enough to tell him that she's a ball buster, never with teeth. Like, that's, a little.
I mean, to spell it out to you.
Yeah.
I can blow you, but don't worry, I'm not going to bite off your dick in the process. Okay.
Right. Like, it's clear. And then she's like, we wrote the scene and, we can act it out when I see you next week, or I can just do it for you now. Like, what is that? What are you going to have a Tom and Raquel FaceTime call right now? Like, what does that mean? So I think that there was something. I think feelings may have gotten caught. And if you look at her history, she's fallen for every one of her male leading co-stars, from Penn Badgley to Ryan Reynolds.
Ben Affleck, allegedly.
Affleck. Yeah, allegedly. And so, it's kind of just a tendency. It's normal. She was also, I'm pretty sure, had some postpartum hormones. And then I just think, as the production went on, her and Ryan really just wanted to take over the set and wanted to like punish him in some way for, I don't know, being attractive and her falling for him. I don't know. I think that there were feelings that were caught, and I think that there was something that happened during, the writer's strike, when they were on break for a while, because that's when things seemed to have turned. And I think it was because he didn't really want to keep giving her everything that she wanted.
Yes, I agree with what you're saying. I think she is your typical married mom of 10 years with 4 kids that had a work crush.
Yeah.
And she didn't mean that she would have absolutely wanted to F him.
Yeah.
But she was excited to make out with someone other than her husband after 10 years. I mean, I always think that's probably the best part about being an actress that does movies. It's like you get to like legally like do something like this. And he was really hot. I actually thought they did have good chemistry.
Yeah.
I thought they had great chemistry on film. Those scenes were hot when he'd like pull her or put her on the counter. Like, I feel, which was the putting her on the counter, that was a big deal because it was, he asked the trainer, what does she weigh? So I can like make sure I can physically do it without like straining my back. And of course that got back to her. It's like, how dare you ask? It's like, you're the one who's weight shaming yourself. Yeah. Like, what do you care? Like, you know what I mean? So I think something happened, and I've said this over and over. He got wind of these texts, Ryan.
Yeah.
Whether it was a classic iCloud thing, whether he's been watching all forever, or it was on the kid's iPad, which the shit that has been found on a child's iPad cloud that has ended marriages and caused scandals in schools is too many to count. That needs to be the next documentary. The kid's iPad told all. So something happened and he was like, what the fuck? And her initial reaction was, oh my God, I haven't even told you this, Ryan, but like he's been creeping me the F out. He's done this. And then he was like, oh, fuck this fucker. Makes fun of him in the Deadpool thing, does all this stuff. And then it brought them even back together closer. So now they're this team and there's no turning on each other. They're in it till the end. And
I don't know if they're in it till the end.
You think they could turn against each other?
I think they might.
They might.
It continues to blow up in their face. Like everything that they do just continues to like, I mean, even just with the subpoenas, the content creator subpoenas that now continues to like be a story, 2-3 weeks later because that blew up in her face.
Let's talk about the content. Creators. So I've heard so many different things. First, it was Candace Owens and Perez. Then it was all these other YouTube people that I'm not that familiar with. Yeah. Then I see your video from your tour, which you still have a show that people can go to this Sunday. Tell everybody where they can go to it if they're in LA.
Yep, in LA, Miracle Theater, nofilterlive.com for tickets this Sunday, August 10th.
A fun, juicy show. Go see it. So I see a clip of you doing your show and you got served.
Yeah.
And you are like, and you're like, wait, am I really getting served? Now, if anybody's going to be served, if it's people that spoke about it and they weren't pro Blake, I would think that you'd fall under that umbrella.
Yeah.
So I immediately, without even finishing your video, I text you because I, like Kris Jenner, want to make lemonade out of lemons. So instead of me being afraid for you, I was like, this is fucking awesome because A, I know you've never done anything wrong. I know you're not being paid by Justin Baldoni. And I'm like, this is juicy as fuck. Like, you get to be at a deposition.
Yeah.
I'm like, and, you can talk about it. Like, you can share about this. And so you don't write me back because you're on tour. And then someone's like, no, it was like, so explain what happened.
So, because I fell for it too. I'm on stage, we're talking, whatever, and then this very young guy gets up and walks over to me, and he's about to hand me something, and I make a joke. I'm like, oh, is this the moment I get served? And he's just like, you're a very hard person to find. And I was like, am I a hard person to find? And he's like, here you go, you've been served. And I was like, this has got to be a joke. And then I'm looking at it, and it's a real subpoena, and then they have my name on it. They didn't have my full name. That was the first red flag. But I was like, oh, okay, this is clearly a joke. I thought the venue, it was at the Tempe Improv, where you
infamously fell. Well, there's another video going around saying that I died. It really helps my my image when people are like, yeah, she died. I'm like, I'm still doing a podcast. Okay, go on. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is a joke. He's like, no, sir, I'm sorry, it's real. And I was like, no, it's not. He's like, it is. I'm sorry. And then he walks out of the room, and I'm like, is this real? Did I just get served right now? And then Andy Signor, who was one of the four, it was Candace, Andy, Perez, or I think it was only those three.
It was some like YouTube person too that I'm not familiar with.
He was just like, oh my God, that's what my
Crystal Brawl got subpoena, but she's off the hook now. But go on.
Yeah. And so he's like, oh my God, looks just like mine. And I'm going through it and I'm seeing it's not my personal address, but it's my management team's address that's listed on it too. So I was like, is this real? Is this not? And then I'm like calling my manager. I'm like, David, can you come? Like, can we figure this out? But in my head, like you said, the first thing I thought was like, we're filming all of the show. Like, this is all on stage. Everyone had their iPhones out filming it. So I was like, this is going to be great content. So part of me was like, this is fucking great. They picked the right time to do this. And then 30 seconds later, as we're reading through it, Andy's like, I'm fucking with you. That was my friend. I had him come in and serve you and all of that. And it was hilarious because everybody fell for it.
Really genius.
Nobody knew. My team didn't know. Nobody else on the panel knew. So everybody was just raw reacting to it. And it was a brilliantly executed prank.
And I mean, if you've ever been served, whether it's a subpoena, which is like a future date that may never happen, or you're actually being sued as someone who's been served, it is a weird thing. And it's a certain kind of person you don't know. Like, it's just like it always catches you off guard. So it's funny when I saw you on stage because I had something close to that happen. So I was at doing the La Jolla Comedy Store. And you can park behind, like they have a spot for the headliner behind the theater. And so I'm there, and this is a couple years ago. So I'm like getting out, like I think I had like some Barbies and shit, like for my stand-up show. And I see this guy, and he's like fit and like my age and pretty cute. And he's got this stack of like white papers. And sometimes when you're like, you know, coming out of things, there's those guys that like have your headshot.
Yeah.
And they just want you to sign it. And every time I do it, sometimes they ask for one, but sometimes they have 8. And by the 9th one, you're like, dude, you're going to make $1.50. Like, I'm not even flat. Like, I'm like, I feel like this was a waste of your evening, but I hope you have other people's photos under here. But I'm like, I'll do it, you know? So, but they're usually not the demographic of like a fit kind of cute guy. So I was like, oh my God, these weird, like, autograph people have gotten cuter. And then he opens his like jacket and he's like, I'm San Diego PD. And I was like, oh my God, now I've really made it because the Comedy Store is hiring private security for me. You know, like, because I've only had that happen like once. And that was City Winery, Chicago. And I fucking loved it. I'm like, I've got Chicago's finest, you know. Anyway, so I was like, oh my God, hi. Like, it's fucking great. And he's like, you've been served. And I was served. And he had like read through it. He's like, it's actually not that big of a deal. He like gave it to me of like how much it was. And it was an owner of another comedy club that I've never told that story. I'm going to tell it on Patreon of how it happened. But it's one of those legal stories I've yet to tell, but I can. But it's just long and it's not overly juicy. So anyway, but I was like, you know, shaking.
Yeah.
And it's like before I'm going to do my set. But it was like the best set I ever had because I came right on stage and I'm like, you guys. And I told the whole story of like how I thought it was this and how I thought it was that. And I'm like, and it, you know, but I've also had a guest come to my show, like a friend of mine who was VIP and we were in New York. and she's posting that she's going to come see me, and she got served going into the theater. And she comes to the meet and greet. She's got the stack this big, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And so it's like they do need to find where you're at.
I had a guest pull out of a show because he was afraid he was going to get subpoenaed for something unrelated.
Something
this was
else.
a while back, but
Oh
he
God.
was like, I am afraid that they're going to subpoena me on stage and blah blah blah. And I guess that's what happened to Olivia Munn. Is she got served while she was on stage at some Comic-Con or something promoting one of her movies. And so that's why Andy said and that's what inspired me.
Oh yeah, and didn't yeah, that's right. Olivia Munn by her ex-husband to be. Oh my God, that's right. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I didn't want it done in this public place. But the truth is, if you are a celebrity and you live, in a gated community, or you live, you don't go to an office every day. You don't go, these people have to give it to you.
Yeah.
And every time they miss it, it costs the other side money.
Yeah.
And so it's like the goal is to make you take it in your hand, And so what has gone on now, I heard that many of these content creators, Blake's side has dropped the subpoena and are not pursuing them. So
yeah, so I believe there was over 100 content creators that she ended up subpoenaing.
And that is because she thinks that Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer were somehow paying them to be Team Justin.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so they subpoenaed, but they didn't subpoena them personally. So Candace and Andy and Perez, they all got subpoenas directly, but all the other content creators got them through through Google for YouTube, through TikTok, through the different social platforms. They were sued, and then those platforms then contacted everybody, and they're like, "Hey, your information's being asked for."
Oh,
and they want your bank account information. They want your
now that makes
address.
sense. It was very confusing.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
So Google was having to contact
through,
everybody.
They actually just sued the platforms.
Yeah.
God.
So they told Google, these are the YouTube accounts that we want the info from. Give us the info. And so Google then notified everybody of hey, your info's being asked for. If you want to fight this, here are your legal chains that you can go through. I think X was the one that did it the best, because they actually sent the creators here are resources if you can't afford an attorney, or here's organizations that you can go to that can advocate for you on your behalf, because a lot of these people had small accounts. One of them had a private account, one of them had 2 YouTube subscribers. It was so strange
and
who
it is
she
scary,
chose to.
no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter how in the right you think you are or know you are, it's a scary situation.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't scared. I was subpoena me, bitch. But I knew, and everybody else that I was talking to, because a lot of us, we have group threads, and we all, have become friends through all of this. And they were genuinely scared. One girl was like, I have a farm. Is Blake going to take my farm? And I'm like, she's not going to take your farm. You'll be okay. But this is what you have to do. You have to file a motion to quash. And so eventually.
But and that's the thing. Some people realize oh, this is just a legal game, or some people are, very sue happy, and for them it's fun.
Yeah.
And other people, it can be very creatively debilitating. It can really stress you out. It can wake you up in the middle of the night. You think of the worst thing. You start watching a Dateline for murder, and you're triggered. You're like, I know I didn't murder anybody, but how far could this go?
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to text messages, because you're like, shit, I don't my God, what did I say? That's why I'm more for talking to people on the phone or meeting them in person.
Yeah.
I really am, because I'm especially in this Housewives world where text messages are screen grabbed and posted on a screen at a cocktail party, and you're from a year and a half ago, and you're like, what? Geez, and they have a right to do that because you sent the text. It's not.
And it can be used against you and screenshotted any which way.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we'll keep watching. Now, this is lovely, but I have some questions. The Naked Gun has a new movie out, and Pamela Anderson, still makeup free, and Liam Neeson, who sadly lost his lovely wife when she was skiing when their sons were 10 and 11, and she wasn't wearing a helmet, and she blew off going to the doctor after she fell on her head, which really started people always wearing helmets skiing. So he's been a widower for a long time. I don't know that he's had any real significant relationships in the last 15 years. They I don't know if they've 100% they're dating, but all the sources are saying they're dating, they're smitten, they're doing videos together. And she does fall hard and quick. So I do think it's possible, like all their sons are hanging out at the premiere. They each have 2 boys. But then I'm like, is this some old school Hollywood PR movie making when nobody goes to the movies anymore? And people are like, I wasn't going to see this movie, but now I kind of want to see it.
She may be into it, but I think it's definitely them. Like, I don't know, Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson just is like a random.
It seems like a weird mix.
Yeah.
When you think of who she was with before, she was never, but people do change. They do go for like,
Well, she's
he's the
in love with Tommy Lee still. She said it in her documentary.
Yeah. There was Tommy Lee. Then there was Kid Rock. I think that was also short. I think she also wore a bikini to that one. I don't know. She's the original white bikini girl, not Jen and Ryan from OC at your wedding. Then she had that guy that was like, she married and divorced him and then married and divorced him again.
Yeah.
And it was weird because he was somehow involved with a sex tape scandal, I think, with Paris Hilton.
Wasn't he the one that filmed it?
He was filmed it or he was in it. And that's weird that then after her horrible sex tape scandal with Tommy Lee, that then she would ever be involved with someone that even had their fingertip, let alone the tip of their dick or whatever in it. And we don't know. Then she met this guy like that lived next door to her in Malibu, and they were married for like 72 hours. Some white-haired guy named John something. Then she moves to Canada and marries her guy that was like working on her house that like had a complete wife at home. And the wife was like, we're not even separated. Then they get divorced. Then she does her documentary saying like Tommy's the one to get away.
Yeah.
While he's married to Brittany Furlan.
Yeah.
And then that probably didn't help Brittany's self-esteem. So then Brittany Furlan gets catfished by some guy who's like a younger looking Tommy Lee. You remember that? Do you know that story? Oh my God. So just recently in the last couple months, it all comes out. Brittany Furlan gets DMs or something from this guy who's like in a band, like black hair, like band. And they start flirting and talking, and they are going to like make plans to meet. And then it gets exposed that she was catfished because the guy, the actual guy in the band is like, this isn't me. Someone is catfishing me. And she's like, what the hell? Like she's writing back to this person, and like then anyway, it all gets exposed. And she's kind of mad at the rock star guy. And he's like, well, I'm sorry, but like, I don't want Tommy Lee to think I'm going after his wife. I don't go after married women. Yeah. So I was catfished. You were catfished. And I'm going to be honest and say, I was not going after you, Brittany Furlan. So then she has to come clean and was like, yeah, I was catfished. I don't know what happened, whatever. I don't know where she and Tommy Lee are today with this. But I don't think it helped that the whole world was like, Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee need to get their family back together when Brittany Furlan has been with him for 8 years.
Yeah.
So now she decides, I'm never going to wear any more makeup. Did you see the movie The Last Showgirl?
No. Was it good?
I was so excited for it because I love a sad leaving Las Vegas kind of a movie. Okay. I like to see people in burning hot sun in the afternoon. And it's like one of those genres I love. It's like Vegas genre. My other is cocaine, and my third is infidelity and affairs that lead to murder. Those are my 3 favorite genres of film.
Okay.
So I'm all excited. It was very disappointing.
What was wrong with it?
Nothing happened. Like there was nothing juicy that happened with it. She's just this girl who did kind of like, it was based on the girl who wrote it went to like this show that was like the Jubilee that was around forever. And she saw that it was ending. And she was like, I wonder what it would be like if you were a woman that had done this show for like 25 years. So I just think that's a great idea for a movie. And I think there just could have been so much more with it. And it could have been so much juicier. And it was like a weird thing with the daughter. I don't know. It just wasn't good. I was disappointed. But she was still a good actress in it, but it was just reminding me of that classic, like, flash dance, like, it's showtime. Where like you see like the old face and it's like, and a young girl is like, I don't want that to be me. Like it was a little bit like that. And it was this kind of, anyway, so still not wearing the makeup. And now she's in love with who we're thrilled because we were rooting for her. We like the aging gracefully, though I'm all for some concealer.
A little brow, something. A lip. Anything.
A curl and eyelash.
Yeah, something. I feel like she's trying too hard. It's a little too Gen Z. They're trying so hard to like look ugly with like their choppy bangs and their bad mullets and their bleached eyebrows. I'm like, can we try to like look a little cute a little bit, please?
Yeah. And so I think it is something that you love because you're like, they're age appropriate. I mean, we all love him. I mean, he's saved several daughters in movies that were kidnapped by bad people just by a threat, just by being a mean dad. Like mean dad saves the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if it's true, I love it.
It's not going to last.
I'm going to go on the record to say I don't think this is real.
I don't think it's real.
And because they've never said it, so they're not lying. And I think they're just having fun with it, and they're friends, and they're having fun with the press of it.
Yeah, I think so too. Because even Andy on Watch What Happens Live, he was like, they were on the show, and he was just like, I'm not going to ask you about it, but I just think this is so cute, and you look so good, and it was just like weird. Like clearly he was in on whatever was happening, but like. It was kind of like an I know you guys aren't dating, but it would be nice if you were dating because you guys are a cute couple. But like they're not compatible.
Are Meryl Streep and what's his name still dating? From what is the murder
Martin
show?
Short?
Yeah, is Martin Short and her from the murder show? Are they still a couple? Or
I think so.
Was that was a real thing?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know why they wouldn't fuck these two. I mean, I think
they're both attractive.
I'm hoping it's real, but if it's not, I would not be surprised.
I don't think they're compatible. She's such a free spirit, and he seems like somebody that just like likes his pants ironed every morning. He like loves structure and routine, and she's just somebody that like wants to run off into the river somewhere.
I do think they could have good phone sex with that threatening voice, though.
Yeah,
that he does. Some people get a haircut or a book. Or a spontaneous trip when life throws them a curveball. But Molly, she went a little further. After a life-changing diagnosis, she dove headfirst into a world of no strings attached sex, secret rendezvous, forbidden affairs, sexcapades, and unforgettable adventures. It wasn't just about pleasure. It was about feeling alive, embracing desire, and rewriting her own story. And every wild, outrageous, and heartfelt detail unfolds in Dying for Sex, Wondery's award-winning podcast that's now a TV series starring Michelle Williams and Jenny Slate. But there's even more to the stories. In brand new bonus episodes, host Nikki Boyer, my friend, sits down with the cast to spill all the spicy details from behind-the-scenes moments to what it was like bringing Molly's unforgettable journey to life. Desire, friendship, self-discovery, and the ultimate bucket list of pleasure. This is a story that had everyone talking. Listen to the original Dying for Sex, plus new bonus episodes on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. Binge the original series before anyone else. Complete ad-free on Wondery Plus. Cookie Jam is a free match 3 game that you can play on your phone or your tablet, and you match 3 cookies or candy to clear the board and solve puzzles. You guys, it is so fun, and it really just helps my mind. I feel like too often I'm using my phone to like read Juicy Scoop or sad news or funny whatever, and I feel like I'm working all the time. And that is why I love this game, because it's fun, it keeps my mind sharp, it's adorable, and you could explore the world of Cookie Jam with Chef Panda and his adorable panda family as you swap, crush, and jam your way through fantastical bakery-themed islands. It is so cute. You could score big with explosive cookie matches, powerful boosters, and daily rewards. Join limited-time events to win sweet prizes and speed through puzzles. You deserve a treat. Join over 100 million Match 3 players and download Cookie Jam today. Okay, Sydney Sweeney. They finally made a statement, American Eagle, and they said Sydney Sweeney has great genes, spelled Jeans, like the pants, and it was always about the genes, her story, always the genes with a J. We'll continue to celebrate how everyone wears their AE jeans with confidence their way. Great genes look good on everyone, and there you have it. We talked about this last week. What are your whole thoughts on this whole ad? What do you think was the real intention behind it?
It made me buy some jeans. Listen, I think it was just like the old school Abercrombie and Fitch. Let's put a hot girl in some jeans. Like, I don't think it was intentionally meant to send, any subliminal message other than we're getting back to the old 2000s marketing, right? Of like Hollister and Abercrombie and American Eagle. Like, they were all doing these types of campaigns before. I think people just made it out to be a lot more than it was meant to be. But I mean, what a great publicity stunt. I mean, I don't think they expected it to blow up the way that it did, but their sales have skyrocketed.
Yeah, I don't think that was the intention. I think it was a play on the Brooke Shields.
It's a double
Nothing's
entendre.
between Mike Calvin's. I think it wasn't about having blue eyes. It was saying everyone's jeans are blue.
Yeah.
Essentially blue jeans. And that's what they were selling. They weren't selling dyed black jeans. They were just selling blue jeans. So I think that was it. It was a play on words, jeans. And, but
Yeah, it was a double entendre. I mean, I do like that they didn't give us like a fake, like, we're so we're listening and we're going to do better. Like, I'm glad we didn't get that type of statement because I'm over those statements.
Yes.
We're listening and we're learning and thank you for educating. And we're going to take time to, go hire a DEI specialist.
I think people are done being threatened and scared.
Yeah.
And it's nice to just be like, fine, stop following me, bitch. Like, I just whatever. Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah, at this point.
Like, you don't have the strength that you think that you had.
Yeah.
Like, your time is over.
Yeah, your strength is in the fear. If I'm afraid, then you have power. But if I'm not afraid of you anymore, then like you don't hold power over me.
Yeah, exactly. So, but she came to an event and they said, I watched this video from TMZ. Sydney Sweeney heckler blasts her for racist ad during an Americana premiere. It was just one person, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an angry mob. It was just one person. I also feel like this angry mob has gotten a lot lazier.
Yeah.
Like, it's really like, what? We're showing up again?
Yeah.
Like, no.
They're tired.
Okay, we are going to be watching tonight the second part 2 of the reunion of The Valley. We know that Jax has stepped down from the show. He is no longer going to be a cast member at all for what he's saying, at least for next season. And also, he's no longer part of his restaurant. They took down the sign. And what is your feelings of what that was? Because I first thought it was probably either the thing was up or it was a mutual agreement that, hey, we're not going to continue with it, having you be on this thing. And he really had no say because I know he didn't have a financial stake in it. It was just like they were using his likeness and his name and everything to get people in there. And then I assume he made a profit every month.
Yeah.
So, but now I'm like, maybe he did say, take me down and I want to have a fresh start and no income so that I can.
It's a little too practical for Jax Taylor.
So I can get my spousal support from Brittany and show that I've had 4 months of absolutely no income and therefore she's got to pay me.
Yeah.
Besides, he's got to be making some money on The Mind of a Man or whatever podcast.
Oh, yeah.
However, if he ends that as well, then I think my theory is right.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I'm sure Rocco, because it's not like he had his own bar. It was like a patio on Rocco's that they turned into Jax's. Like it was still part of Rocco's right next door. And I'm sure Rocco's was, and they were supposed to do that with Brittany in West Hollywood, but that never came up. But I think
that didn't happen because these very experienced, successful restaurateurs probably realized this is a fleeting thing.
Yeah.
People are not going to be coming night after night. They're going to come once.
Yeah.
They're going to come once when they're visiting from the Midwest.
Yeah.
It didn't work with the two Schwartz and Sandy's.
Yep.
I don't know how Tom is still doing. Because Tom
fine.
still exists.
Yeah, it's
and
fine.
Sir still exists. Pump is gone.
When I want like a low key, if I have to do dinner in West Hollywood and I want like a low key drink afterwards, I'm like, oh, we'll just go to Tom. It's not that busy.
Yeah. You can get a table.
I do like Tom. It's not a bad
I like
location.
the food and I like the
food
prettiness
is good,
and the atmosphere is gorgeous.
But it's
like
just
I like
not-
the vibe.
but
I like
it's-
openness.
But it's, I mean, and it was similar to like with Sir, like it's the novelty that people chase after.
Yes. And so I think they kind of realize like this, and there isn't, and to have an all kind of a girl positive bar in West Hollywood, I was like, I just don't think this is what's happening.
No.
We know, and we know that like, the younger generation isn't going out and drinking as much. All these places are having to have like events and things to get people in. And so where the food really matters and things like that, because not everyone's drinking. And then when the food does matter, they're not ordering as much because of Ozempic and they're not drinking as much because of Ozempic, all of it. So it's like, how do we make this work?
Yeah.
And they have to kind of rethink these things.
Yeah, I just don't think it was that profitable. Like you said, people come, and unless there's an event, or even how many karaoke nights can you do where people want to come and do karaoke with Jax at Jax's bar in Studio City? Like it's not a place.
The novelty wears off.
Yeah,
it's like,
especially because you have Rocco's right next door. That like if you just want to go to a bar and have a drink and watch a game or whatever, like you can just do that in the actual Rocco's. So I just don't think it was that profitable. I think they probably wanted to pull out. I think he was fired from the Valley, and I think, you know, he now, I mean, your theory about spousal support, somebody probably told him, like this Lori Kay, his publicist who he was allegedly banging, she was probably like, listen, this would be a really good idea. Just like say you're doing it for your mental health and then lose all your income. And then in the divorce, she has to pay you out because you're going to need spousal support, but you need to prove that you don't have an income. Like, I think that theory actually does make sense. And they're just doing it as like a spin. 'Cause, I mean, come on, he's doing this all for his mental health.
I mean, listen,
finances are not.
The judge can't force him to get a job at Home Depot.
No.
He's going to say, I've been in entertainment for 20 years.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to get a job in entertainment, or he keeps the podcast. This is my income. It's, you know, whatever. It's $6,000 a month. Let's say that's what he makes, whatever. Brittany is averaging $82,000 a month. Who knows what it is?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got to pay me some. And it's like, I know this is just making people like so angry because we see, you know, what a dedicated mom and how hard she tried as a wife. But this is what happens in California.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a prenup.
Nope.
And he said, no, because I'm going to be with her forever. And, you know, and she probably never would have predicted that she would have been the one that's like the, you know, the breadwinner and all of that. So, and then this was funny. So these shoes, you said they were on TikTok. I did not.
Shoes,
I mean, it's a big ad that you see on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I think they're kind of genius. So they make you 2.5 inches taller. And someone recognized them while he was sitting there, and he looks nice. That he's only 5'10", so this would put him, you know, closer to 6 feet. And anyway, I think it's a great ad for the shoes. I would never know looking at them that they, I mean,
not unless you look closely, because at first I didn't think anything of them. But then when you look at it,
when he's sitting there, it looks. When he's standing here, it does not. It does not. You cannot tell.
No.
They're white, like slip-on leather tennis shoes that you can kind of, you know, wear with a more dressy outfit. And I mean, when Brock wore the leopard,
oh my God,
boots with the high, I mean, that's an obvious high heel boot.
Yeah.
That's like Prince.
Yeah.
Like what the, you know.
Or when he did the after show and he had those, were they black or maybe they're the same ones I'm thinking of?
Like crocodile black leather.
Yeah.
Yeah, boots.
And they had like the biggest heel. I was like, those are obviously heels. And he's so tall. But yeah, Jax, I mean, listen, let him get his extra 2 inches.
Yeah. And how do you feel about the news that allegedly Sheena and Lala are going to be joining the Valley?
I mean, I'm not surprised by it. I feel like we all kind of anticipated it coming. And then without Jax, I think
you need it, and I think it'll be good.
It'll be good, and people will then warm up to Sheena and Lala again.
Yeah.
Like, they're just mad at them because of the Ariana stuff, but I even feel like some of the Bravo audience is even kind of annoyed with Ariana.
And people, look, we want to see
Yeah.
where their Sheena and Brock's relationship is. And I mean, it's one thing to reveal to even a couple girlfriends, hey, my man cheated a year ago.
Yeah.
And the friends will talk and be like, you need to get out, blah, blah, blah. It's another thing to put it in a book, go on a tour, share it. And you have to walk around and know that everybody knows that your man did this.
Yeah.
And where do you want to go with this? And, so I think, yeah, let's see it happen. Let's see what goes on with it. Let's see if single ladies go to Vegas.
And Lala's so good at like pushing the storylines forward that I think you kind of need somebody that's a bit of a stronger.
That's an expert at this.
Yeah, that can, because some of like Michelle is so fucking boring. She's so boring. Her and like Jesse, like at
and
least
apparently he did made some comment. Her boyfriend. I mean, I definitely think they're broken up. The
Yeah.
honey guy.
The honey guy. Yeah. She's so like, there's nothing interesting about her. Janet's not likable. Brittany's not that likable. I think once Jax is out of the picture, maybe we can see, her kind of have her, come out of the shadow story. Like Sheena and Lala, I think, can spice things up.
Yeah, I do.
And the audience will fall in love with them again.
And I do love the support that Kristen was giving Brittany. Like, I really loved it when she's like, what's really powerful is when you speak to someone in a calm manner. Like, whatever how she said it, it like really did show growth.
Yeah.
And I really do believe like when you got your back, she's got your back kind of a girl. So I like seeing that. And I want to see
Kristen and Lala hash out their beef.
Yes. And they will, because they're similar types. So they would get along. This was kind of cute. This was from, what's this guy's name again?
Guillermo,
who, we know he's a hot looking gray haired guy that was Lisa Vanderpump's right hand man. He posted a photo of him holding his daughter on his lap with dark hair. And now I don't know. I mean, you never know how old people are. So she could be 14 or she could be 24. I don't know. But she's very attractive. And it got me thinking, oh my God, this whole NextGen thing.
Yeah.
And NextGen appears to be a hit.
Yeah.
People are very into it. This is the NextGen, with Gia and Brooks from Salt Lake City, and then a couple other kids.
Yeah, Riley, Ariana.
Did you watch it?
I saw the first episode.
Yeah.
And maybe some of the second episode.
I mean, I didn't follow it all the way through, but it's an interesting idea. And now there's talk of NextGen LA.
That
which
one I'm
totally
more
makes
excited
sense.
about. Yeah.
And some of the people that they're talking about are Kyle Richards' daughters, Alexia and Sophia. I could see Sophia doing it, maybe not Alexia. Alexia is the one that actually does real estate with Farrah and is like getting married.
Well, she kind of liked being on, what was it?
She was good on it.
Buying Beverly Hills.
She definitely like knew how to make it happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right.
I think she would be good on
But
it.
Sophia says she's very tired of being a influencer, and it's harder than she thought, and she quit the real estate. So she's definitely got to get on the show for sure.
She's just kind of boring.
Adrian Malouf's sons, Gavin, Colin, and Christian, are also rumored to be in the mix. So they have an older son, and then they have the twins, but the twins are only like 19.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what their college status is, but I'm thinking they're a little too young for this.
Yeah.
Okay. Camille Grammer's daughter, Mason, she also has a boy, but I could see Mason since she modeled and stuff. She's pretty blonde. Yeah. And, her dad is Kelsey Grammer, so if she's pursuing any kind of acting, that'd be fun to watch. Heather Dubrow's son, Nick, who got his real estate license. I think he's either graduating or has 1 year left of LMU. So, and he's already likes to be on camera and was with the Altman brothers.
He's the cute one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Larsa Pippen's son, Preston. So that could be kind of good. Remember, I think he's the one that we saw recently. He did his first modeling gig with her.
Yeah.
In London or whatever. I think it could be really great. And I think if you again throw in a couple others that are actually their friends.
Yeah.
And then we go to we go to NextGen OC.
Oh my God. Well, I want Brandi Glanville's sons should do, aren't they?
Okay, let's talk about Brandi Glanville. Brandi Glanville, her reality show is Follow the Parasite. Follow the Parasite is the best new reality show next to Spencer Pratt's. It about taking down the politicians in California is let's take down the parasite. that came from Morocco.
She calls it Caroline. She calls the
She goes, this is by Caroline. This is by Parasite Caroline. And she put Nair on her face, which, Nair removes hair on your legs. I'm sure they have a version for like a little stash. But her face is all red. So I think she's rage baiting us. I think, because then the next day she does a photo and it's completely filtered and she looks okay. So I'm like, is the parasite still hanging out or not?
It is.
Is this squatter rights? What's happening? That's another thing. She needs to get with Spencer Pratt. They need to take over squatter rights. I have a parasite living in me. This person can't get their renter out. Like, what's going on?
I think it might be in her head.
You think?
I don't know if the parasite is real because nobody can find it, but she's convinced that it like moves all around her face. And she says that when she puts Nair on it, the parasite doesn't like it, so then it moves to her forehead. And
who wants it living in your forehead?
But she says she puts Nair on her face because it's like, Tamara did the CO2 facial and it like rejuvenated. So she says that's what Nair does. It's like a chemical facial. And so she just puts Nair, like the one for your legs, though, not like the little one for your stash. And she puts that on her face so that it can burn her face like a chemical peel. And then it just kind of rejuvenates. And then but she says the parasite doesn't like the Nair.
Caroline Manzo doesn't like it. Dorit has her memoir coming out. 100%. I mean, Housewife memoirs, when done right, are good. Sheena's book is good.
Sheena's book, listen, I know people hate on her, but Sheena's book was good, and she spilled good tea, and she says Lisa
it's a fun read.
Yeah.
And she said Lisa what?
Smells like cigarettes and Chardonnay.
Oh, really?
Well,
I'm glad I don't smoke because I probably do smell like Chardonnay.
She's just like, Lisa was really upset when I think it was Erica or someone said that about her.
Yeah.
And she's like, Lisa was so upset. And, she would give us things. She'd be like, I can't tell you what to tweet, darling. But like, here's what I would say if I were you. And she would be like, and I would always send it to defend her.
Yeah. So, but anyway, and then there's I'm going to tell you some memoirs because I've read them all that gave us nothing. One being Dorinda's.
Yeah, Dorinda's gave us nothing.
And, she could have shared, if she was to be honest, the juice about her life and her marriage and the husband that died. Gave us nothing. Margaret Joseph's, very good.
I liked it, and I liked that she got into her lawsuits. She got into she was
everything.
So candid.
That one was really good. Ramona Coaster.
I didn't read that one.
Excellent.
Yeah?
Really shared about what happened with Mario and some other things. Pretty good. Luann's was just about etiquette.
Yeah.
So I feel like if she wants to do another one, she could. Let me think of
Kyle's was done. Kyle and Lisa also did those.
Wait, Kyle had one? Oh, no, Kyle had one that was like.
It was like a lifestyle.
It was
how to
a
live
lifestyle.
in Beverly Hills. Yeah.
No, that wasn't juice.
Erica's
that wasn't
was good.
a memoir.
I liked Eric. Pretty Mess was good.
Erica's was good. However, we need a second one from her.
Yeah, we need the follow-up.
Because what I missed from Erica's was I loved hearing about her life and things leading up to meeting Tom.
Yeah.
Now, this came out before his legal troubles and everything was exposed. I was like, I wanted to hear what it was like to be the third wife in this very high-end, snooty world of LA law. And was she received? Did she make any girlfriends? Did she ever feel like she had to brush up on how to act at a country club?
Yeah.
She's walking around San Marino, which is the only place that old LA money exists, real people care about this kind of shit. And I was like, that's what I wanted to know more about. So I still think she could come back, but I still enjoyed it.
I want to hear about her finding out about Gigolo Bigelow, the judge that he bought a butt for in a beach house. Because remember that she posted the text messages on Instagram.
Yeah, she needs to have a whole nother memoir thing going on.
Yeah, what was their sleeping arrangement? How often was she sleeping with him? Wait,
Gigolo, which one was that? Wait.
Her name is Trisha Bigelow was her name.
Oh, the
mistress. She was a judge. She was a judge, and he was sleeping with her, and he bought her a new butt.
Yeah,
and he bought her a beach house.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when everybody's like, Erica should
we
give
want
up.
to know about that. Yeah,
everyone was bitching about Erica giving up the earrings, and I was like, well, go hit up the judge and have her give back her butt. If everybody has to give back the gifts that Tom gave them,
exactly,
repossess all of it.
You know who also got gifts? Gavin.
Yeah. Gavin Newsom, Spencer, call me.
Joe Biden, like what? Are they all going to give it up?
Right.
Like, are they? Where's that donation? $100,000 from 8 years ago. Are you going to go return that? Yeah, she's that whole $25 million. Someone was kind of breaking it down in defense of her, and they're like, so if she spent, when you go through the years, so it was $2 million a year on her
12
business.
Yeah, it was 12 years.
It's not insane, especially when she met him as a waitress with a bag of clothes as a third wife, told she could spend what she wanted.
Yeah.
They had an arrangement where he probably was like, go be busy with your gays and sing because I'm fucking this judge.
Yeah.
And she was like, fine, who cares? And then I also think that these glam squad people probably triple charged her than the lady down the street because she was generous and she didn't know and she was like happy to have their loyalty. And I think that might have also happened with the other lawsuit of the fashion designer.
Marco, I know. You put two gays on camera and tell them to cry for Hulu and they're going to do the waterworks. I mean, but that story's so crazy because it's like, it was obvious that they were overcharging her and then they admitted it. Like they act like Erica called like some special ops to come and arrest them. And it's like, no, you guys admitted over email that you overcharged her $100,000 or about $100,000, and then you admitted it again on wire. So you've confessed to not invoicing her and then overcharging her accidentally $100,000. Like that's crazy. Like, yeah, that's why you guys were arrested. And I'm sorry, your clients are Katy Perry, but like Erica Jane ruined your life. Like it was just, and then and their publicist reached out to me recently and was like, do you want the tea? Do you want the dirt? And anytime, like the only other like housewife person that's done that is Ebony Kate Williams when she was launching her podcast, and then her publicist would reach out to me and like try to give me things. And I'm like, I don't want you, like, I don't trust you when your publicist is trying to plant stories other places.
Yeah. Which then
and yet
leads
you're
us,
saying you're fighting for justice.
Which then leads us to Real Housewives of OC and the stories of Katie, the newest girl, pointing out things or giving info to people that, feel special, that she's befriended them over DM. And then the other housewives don't like that. What is your assessment of this situation?
Well, I know she's still DMing with the podcasters and creators and stuff, and I'm just like, stop, because like clearly you can't trust any of them because they're going to screenshot it and blast you at some point, and it never ends well. I don't know. They all do it. They all DM bloggers. They all do it. Even the ones who are like, I would not. They all fucking do it. They
all act like they're your friends.
Yeah.
And then they say, now I swear to God, you better not say anything. And some of them don't say anything, and they're like, well, that was a waste of a phone call. And then other of them do. And then in some extreme cases, like in New Jersey, there seems to be evidence that people were actually getting, a financial reward from it.
Back, yeah.
So, like, here we have it all. And then poor Monica, the Von Teese or whatever that was. What was that? Reality Von Teese. She's like, hello, I actually made a whole show and I'm like home with nothing. Like you guys were ready to burn me at the stake like a witch during Salem time.
She's back in her.
And she's like, all I did was, make a little fun
of Jen.
About Jen. And like, you guys really literally burned me at the stake. Like, I know. It's crazy.
They sent her back to her studio apartment.
I mean,
and now she has nothing. We haven't heard from her.
Justice for that girl.
But she fizzled out fast.
Speaking of which, did you see that Ghislaine is moving to Texas to hang out with Elizabeth Holmes and Jen?
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the paparazzi photos of Jen?
Have we checked the flight pattern for Alex Baskin? Is he on his way to Texas anytime soon to be like, can I have you sign a contract 4 years from now? Mm-hmm. We're going to put you guys on the ultimate girls trip to Morocco with Brandi Glanville, who's down to finger you, and you all end up with parasites. Let's do it.
Jen would do it in a heartbeat. And every time I see the paparazzi photos of Jen in prison, like she looks like she's living her best life. She's got jewelry. She got a new Apple Watch. She had new Nikes on. She was doing her power walking with her little visor. And I'm like,
did you see, speaking of getting out of jail, Todd Chrisley saying to his wife, when I saw you with your gray hair, I was ready to turn back around and go right back to the prison cell. We're like, as if her hair color is what made you attracted to a woman. And she's kind of like, what? I'm like, oh, come on, girl. Like, this guy.
So bad.
Now I feel like he says shit like that, too, to get people talking and interested because he's like, I have never come out as gay. There's been little something, but there's never been any real evidence of a guy who's like, I was his lover for years.
Yeah.
And if there was, I think we would know it.
Well, there was the guy that came out in court, the one that turned them in, and he's like, yeah, we had he called it an emotional affair. But he said that they were lovers.
Enough.
Yeah, no.
I need photos.
I need the Michael Darby grinder pictures.
And also the girl that took a photo of him in his underwear at the hotel.
Yeah.
In which she told Ashley, I met this woman. She was very tired. She said, can I go up to your room and just take a nap? And I trusted her. You know, these stories. Yeah. Like, it's like, remember the one with Potomac? What was that one? With Robin being like, this girl met my husband on DM. And she was coming out here to meet a guy. And when she got here, she had left her wallet in the bin at TSA or something. And out of all the people to call, she decided to call my husband, who never told me that this girl was actually a fan of Potomac. And so then he went and called and gave his credit card so that she could just have a place to stay. I mean, it's paying it forward. It's doing a Christian service. I mean, these stories.
And does Robin believe this is my question. Like, is she trying to convince herself that that's a real story, or is she just... I
mean, here's the thing. If anybody wants to go on a reality show with your husband, the first thing you need to do with your husband is if he has Instagram, it's gone.
Yeah.
Facebook is gone. That's it.
Yeah.
Nobody can DM him unless they go to his house and knock on the door and say, I hate your wife and I'd like to suck your dick. Yeah. Other than that, you are not getting to my man.
Yeah.
Like, these fans that DM your husband are doing this so that they can screen grab it and then get a podcast with Ariana's old assistant. What's her name? Where did she go?
Anne.
And Lala's old assistant.
Oh, yeah.
And Sutton's old assistant.
Oh, yeah.
And the four of you can go talk about the scoop you have on these people because there's nothing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, what else? What else do you think of this season? Are you liking them on OC?
It's fine. It's fine. Like, it's all about Katie. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
What are we going to do with it?
I'm tired of Tamara always crying about Teddy. I get it. Like, it's hard and for Teddy, but like for Tamara, like, I don't believe that she's actually like I feel like she's playing it up for the show. Like, and I just feel like it makes me kind of grossed out because I'm just like Teddy's going through something real and her like life is like on the line here. And I just don't feel like your friends should make your illness a storyline to like make themselves more interesting.
Well, we also don't know what else she was doing, and they chose to,
that's true. That's
highlight that because Teddy is a star.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that for that.
But Erica and Teddy were just on their podcast, and Erica's like, do you think it's weird that they keep showing you and you're not even on this show? And Teddy's like, it is kind of weird. Like, because it's like the show's like producing this whole storyline about Teddy and like Teddy's not even on the show.
Yeah. And I think what's also really weird is that like talk about the bone collector. Tamara is the bone collector. She will save a nugget of, she is that friend that you confide it in and then it will like look at you and be like, I know everything.
Yeah.
Like it's fun. Like she is such a blackmailer.
She has the arsenal.
There's nothing like the moment that they were on the reunion couches and she was in a fight with Vicky or something. And during the reunion, she's like, you called me our fun night in Cabo and said I was so drunk last night and there's a naked guy laying next to me. And Vicky, you could tell she was like, you know what happened.
Yeah.
You know what happened. That's why they're divorced. Dawn and her had an open marriage, whatever. Brooks was in the picture a year before. But she looked at her and she was just like, Tamara, why'd you say that? You're disgusting. And it's something that like even the audience is like, I don't care if you're no longer friends with this girl. You don't break bitch code. Like you don't break code of like what happened in Vegas, stays in Vegas. Like not only did you spill it, you spilled it on a reunion, which happened in the Southern Charm one time too. Yeah. But then she also, it's, you know, the first time she did it and she knew it worked great is when she's like, you went to Bass Lake. Yeah. So it's like, she's always like, and so with this thing, I'm like, you had this nugget for a year. Yeah. Because I didn't realize this thing was filmed that when Katie filmed Shannon having a freak out, which is how many videos of her freaking out are there? Probably hundreds. So freaking out. And then right after showed it to Alexis because she's probably just like, hey girl, you know, you might want to see this. This is what I saw. I witnessed it, whatever. Trying to warm up to Alexis. Alexis then told Tamara at that time, I saw her freak out. And Tamara's like, we'll see. We'll see if Katie, you know, is someone I like in a year. And so then it wasn't. And then she's like, by the way, Katie filmed Shannon. And Katie's like, that was a year ago, like a year and a half. Like it was a year. So it was literally for us, it was literally 2 years ago that this happened. Yeah. And now we have to like have a lie detector person, like the Bravo lie detector person, the same guy that like did Lisa
Vanderpump.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And like, oh my God. And like, yeah, and then, you know, and I can't wait to watch that scene, you know, because they'll do like a couple funnies to begin with, you know, like it'll be like Emily sitting there and they'll say, you know, do you or do you not have 2 espresso martinis a night? Yes, I do. Espresso martini. Like it's going to be like a couple dumb things like that. And then it's just going to be like trying to nail her to the cross. Yeah. Like Vicky said, I've been nailed to the cross. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with all of that. Gretchen and Slade, are you happy to see them back?
Yeah.
Why not?
They haven't really, I mean,
what do you think about when Gina's got a big apology to do when she was cackling about
Gretchen looking like a Barbie filter?
Yeah, and like her hair, and they were all like, it was such a mean girl moment. Yeah. And listen, girls talk like that. Yeah. And you forget the cameras are on, and you've had a few drinks at the $80,000 party that only 14 people were at.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
And of Heather Bros. But Gina of all people, like laughing with her lack of style, her, you know, Temu clothes and her hair extensions.
Everybody pulled up all the screenshots of all of Gina's bad moments. I mean, I know Gretchen doesn't, like, she does look like a Barbie filter, but like if that's like the worst jab that they were trying to throw at her, like that's better than the way they dragged Gina for her extensions and her wig just last season. Yeah. Her hair last season with that bob that she had on that everyone was dragging her for. So she still hasn't nailed it.
Yeah, no. And I mean,
Gretchen found a look, and the look works for her. And maybe like Lisa Rinna, she's had it for 20 years, but you know what? It works for her, and she looks great.
And like Lisa Rinna, her hair is not a wig. Gretchen's hair, that's all her hair. Yeah. Like I've talked to her, she's shown it to me. It is all her hair. She just has long, big, thick hair. Yeah. And that's the look and color she likes, you know? And it's just like, and I mean, I think she's fun to look at.
Yeah,
you know?
She's
like,
gorgeous.
So to me, that's a fun, I want to see what, you know, cupcake type outfit she has on with her rich friends.
Did you want to talk about Denise?
What's going on with Denise Richards?
She's filming Beverly Hills again. She's back. She looks so skinny.
Well, I can imagine she's going through hell. Yeah. She was with who she thought was the love of her life, who she probably realized as far back as probably 3 years ago that, oh, fuck. Yeah. And she's stuck in this thing. I totally believe her. So I'm glad that she's getting her story out on the show. And I think the show was brilliant. I would pay her whatever it was to get her to come and share her story.
I don't even think they paid her much. I think they just... I think they should bring back Denise and bring back Teddy, like both of them with the, you know, everything going on in their lives. But so Denise, TMZ showed her filming. She was having lunch with Sutton and Erica, And listen, I want to hear her side of the story because like last
Yes.
we saw, she was like, she told Brandi, don't tell anybody about us hooking up because Aaron said he'll kill me. And Brandi went and ran with it on the show. And obviously we thought it was hyperbolic, but now hearing all the allegations, it's like there was a reason she was sending out the cease and desist and doing Bravo, Bravo, Bravo and telling them, if you ever want me on this show, you better edit that out. Like, yeah, because there was so much that was going on in her life. But I also get the other women. Like, I do think Lisa pushed her too hard, Lisa Rinna, but I do get their point of like, well, she's clearly hiding something. Why is she sending cease and desist? Why isn't she being honest? Like,
Now,
obviously,
I mean,
they didn't
now
know the extent of it.
I feel like the cease and desist honestly makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Because she actually was like fucking terrified of him.
Yeah. But I mean,
It actually makes me really sad now that I think about that.
Yeah.
Like-
with this new perspective, yes.
Yeah.
I understand the women
I
at the
do
time because it made
Yeah.
it made it just seem like she was trying to hide a lesbian affair. And they're like, we don't care if you have a lesbian affair. Like, just be honest. Like, we all live our lives honestly. You
Unless
need to
you're
live your life.
Kyle and we don't know what is going on with you and Morgan, but
with
yeah.
she who shall not be named.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it where they were coming from, and then now it's sad to really look at what she was dealing with behind the scenes, and then to know they have like Eloise at home, and I can only imagine what she's seen because
he accused her of, not being a great parent to Eloise, and that's where I'm like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want to hear your thoughts on that. So, breaking news: after we talked about Denise being filming on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recently. This just broke as we were wrapping up. Read it, Zach.
TMZ reports that Denise Richards and Aaron Pfeiffer's divorce has escalated further, with police being called after Denise showed up at Aaron's Calabasas home, which he shares with his parents and his brother, to retrieve their dog. Denise has a restraining order against Aaron, so her presence there violated that order. Sources say Denise showed up unannounced, banged on the back door, and entered the home after Aaron left to avoid violating the order. Once inside, she allegedly screamed at Aaron's parents, told them to leave, and confronted his brother, even reportedly swinging at him and throwing mail.
The way I understand it from the series, which I didn't watch the whole thing, but what I heard, this is her home or she's on the lease and they'd put the parents in there.
Yes.
So imagine you're going through all this shit. He has gone on the record to say that you are an alcoholic, that you got your own black eye because you were drunk, that you haven't been an appropriate parent. I don't know if he's actually said abuse, but not good to the daughter. And he has your dog, and she probably shouldn't have done that. She didn't think it through. Not everybody listens to their attorney, especially when you're obviously in a toxic relationship and you're both toxic. But now, of course, his side of the family are the witnesses to it.
Yeah.
And so it's all of his people saying she acted crazy. She did this.
Yeah.
She yelled at us.
I'm sure she showed up wanting the dog, and she waited for him to leave so that there was no interaction between the two of them. Who knows if she knew if the parents and the brother were home or not or whatever, but I'm sure she went and she was like, I'm getting my dog. The parents and the brother probably there was probably an argument and they were probably going at each other, and she got the dog and she left, but then they called the police, and how convenient that all these details leak into TMZ. Like, it's just, I think they're planting stories to make her look crazy and erratic.
In the words of Judge Judy, give her back her dog. Always give back the dog.
Always give back the
All
dog.
right. So yeah, it's going to be a great season. I heard that doesn't even start airing till January.
Yeah.
I'm so bummed it won't be airing during what I'm going to talk about next is that I will be at BravoCon, everybody. I won't be at BravoCon, but I'll be there that weekend doing my own show on November 14th, which will be very, very juicy. But yeah, I think Salt Lake City will be airing during that time and maybe some other things. But yeah, I cannot wait for DC. So anyway, go to heathermcdonald.net. And then if you got to follow Zach if you haven't already. He puts out such great content. Tell everybody where they can find you. And if they're in LA and are free on Sunday, or make yourself free, where can they see your juicy show?
Yeah, Miracle
your
Theater.
No Filter show.
Yeah, No Filter live. I mean, we've had a bunch of great shows. I just got back from Chicago with Jenny McCarthy. That was a lot of fun. We have Chloe Veach, who's on Netflix. She's in the show this weekend. Spill Sesh. She got subpoenaed by Blake. It's funny, all the creators that I invite, because I always like to do a hot topics panel before our featured guest, and everybody that was booked throughout the tour, like they were booked for a while. They all ended up getting subpoenas by Blake. So we're all coming. I tell everyone, bring your friends, bring your subpoenas, come hang out, get your tickets at nofilterlive.com and come hang with
Bring
us.
your flowers, bring your subpoenas. Thank you so much. This was so fun as always. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you.